Okay, back again, part 2. So hopefully this part goes a little faster than the last one did, but I'm not sure about that either. I realized that I need to put a radius on this part here. That's what I did on here. I put a pretty good size radius right there, and polished a little bit. I think it makes it a little bit nicer. Also, I need to finish some of these. I need to chamfer some of these edges. Anyway, so before we drill the hole, I think I better do that. I have a, looks like I have a radius tool in here. Maybe that's what I used for the other one. Let's just gotta, I don't know which way to turn this thing. Anyway, it just got a radius on it, that's all. I don't even know what it is, just ground in there. It's not really important what it might be. Let's this time I'm going to remember to lock this. I've done that before in the past, forgotten to lock this. I can't believe we cut the groove without locking it, but we did. It jumped a couple of times, I noticed, and I don't know why I didn't realize that that was the problem, but I probably helps to zoom in a little bit though. I don't have a good place to set the camera up here. I kind of got the tripod straddling one. It sort of works. A little more oil on there. Cutting a little bit more off right now. As the radius gets more I don't want to overdo it either. I don't want to put a ridge in here. I just got to get it the right depth. Just to use my eyeball best I can. I think that's good enough. We got a pretty decent radius on there. That's good enough. Chamfer that a little bit. I need to put my chamfering tool in the mounted in a tool holder. Okay, so that's that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna zoom back out a little bit. And so I'm going to shut the camera off for a second. And I guess what I'll do is get ready to drill this hole through here. So probably need to get a 1/4 inch drill bit good and sharp, and see if I can get a hole started through here. So I'm going to shut the camera off for a second and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So while I had the camera shut off, I grabbed the tool, drill bit. Looks like it's about a little over 1/4 of an inch. I sharpened it up a little bit to make sure it's sharp, and I put the chuck on. So we're going to give it a whirl, see if we can make some progress. I measure the length of it. It's not going to make it, you know, so there's no way it's going to make it, but that's all right. We can always drill this thing from the other end, or there are some other solutions. So well, let's give it a whirl. And if this gets too long and tedious, I think I'll just shut the camera off, because that's what it is. Just a tedious job. Takes some time. If I keep the camera on, it's going to make the video too long. So what I'm going to do is shut the camera off. I'll bring you back at a couple points during the process. That way, also I got to go put some gloves on. I got oil on my hands and they're slipping here. So let me shut the camera off and I'll bring you back in a few. Okay, we're a couple inches in. It's been about almost 10 minutes. So it's taking some time. I don't know where the end of the quill is here, but I'm going to, I don't have much further to go on this drill bit. If I have another inch to go, that's it. So what I'm going to do is loads up pretty fast right now too. Also, it looks like the tailstock is walking back, or the drill bit is walking back. I'm not sure which one. So what I'm going to do is move the tailstock right now. Okay, let's leave a little play in it. Let's get this, see if I can lock this down good and tight. This is a lousy lock. I guess I should take it off and put the nut back on, actually. Alright, so we're still in record here, so let's see if we can get a little deeper. I think that's all we're going to be able to do. The tailstock's walking back, so not going to get it. We're going to have to go from the other end. That's the only solution at this point, unfortunately. I was hoping not to have to do that. I don't know. I'm going to shut the camera off again. I'm going to go look and see what drill bits I have and if any of them will reach. But I suspect that what I'm going to have to do is swap it around. Okay, it was a long, tedious process. There was no way I could put it on camera because it would have taken up way too much time. I've been at this for about 45 minutes, and so I've been through about I guess three or four drill bits. So we're there anyway, to say the least. And no lessons learned, but it like I say, it is a long, tedious process. So I'm going to pull this 1/2-inch drill bit out of there, and here's the piece of silver steel that we used on the other one, and yes, fits quite nicely. I don't know, it's hitting something on that end though. Don't know what that might be. Let's see. Oh, just hitting the end, so I need to clean that end up. Got to put it back in there. In the process, I had to spend time also cleaning out the chuck. I had to take the jaws out and clean the scroll out because it was all jammed up. It was a messy process, to say the least. Hopefully the scroll chuck's okay still. Yeah. It's got crap in there too again. I'm gonna have to clean it out. But that's okay. We're probably good right now, so let's just make sure this is seated good. Let's see where we're at here. Let's get rid of this drill bit. We don't need that anymore. And let's get rid of the drill chuck. We don't need that. Move the tailstock back out of the way. There we go. Okay, so what we need to do, see if we can clean that edge up a little bit. Maybe just do it with this. I need to see if we can clean that edge up just a little. Yeah, that's quite a bit. This should be, I don't want to have mud on my face here, so let's try the piece of silver steel in there again, wherever it went here. Here we go. Okay, we're good. Alright, so there's that. Feels like a pretty good fit. So that's good. I don't think I'm not sure it's as good as this one, but let's try this bar in there. I think this was a problem last time when I made the hex. I think this bar has a little play in it. Now, it worked okay. We're going to go with that. Not perfect, that's for sure. I need a reamer to do this, I guess, but I don't have a reamer that size. So, let's see, what else here? Maybe put this back on and clean this edge up a little bit. It's just going to probably chatter. I just barely knocked the edge of it off. Yeah, okay, that didn't chatter on me. Worked out okay. Okay, well that cleaned that up. So now the next step is to bore a hole in here. Well, then you get a die out, see what that is. Let's see here. We got one of those dies handy. There's one here. So let's see here. Well, these dies are 0.384. Well, they vary a little bit. Well, let's see, 385, 386. That's how deep we got to go. Well, let me shut the camera off again because we're going to get the video to be too long, and like to get this finished in one more part. So let me shut the camera off, and we'll get set up with a boring bar on here and get ready to bore this out. Okay, we're kind of set up to bore this, and I put a short boring bar on this in this holder, 3/8 boring bar. We're only going in there a little over 3/8 of an inch, so not much. I just checked it. It's we're at let's see here. Looks like we're about Look about 382, 383, and so 386, 384. I guess if the die's a little proud, but we need to get the bore pretty close to the exact dimension. That way we know where to bore, or we know where to put the set screw exactly. We want to make sure the set screw is pushing the die or seating the die back against the back of the bore. So we need to get this placed pretty accurately. Anyway, I think we're good right now, and then we can once we get the bore, once we get it out to the size we need, then we can let's see what it just should be. This is 992, so it's about 8 thousandths under 1 inch. So I want to try to make it fit. It in this other holder that I have. I don't know what this is. Well, look at that. This is just about 1 inch. So this, to me, this is a little bit sloppy. I don't like that 8 thousandths in there. So maybe I'll try to make this a little bit tighter if I can. So let's go ahead and bore this. I set the boring bar up with the dial indicator, but you know, you know how that goes, right? Not exactly right. So let's get this going. Put a little oil in here. This might be where I made the pass initially. Maybe we're not taking much off except the spring cut. There's the bottom. Well, it looks like we took some off. Again, I'm gonna, after we make a few passes, I'm gonna go ahead and shut the camera off because otherwise this is just a process. Half nut didn't release quite as fast as it should have. If this thing ends up a little deep or something, it's alright, we can always face off the front of it. We have to. Doesn't look like it moved it. Chattering a little bit. I don't know why that is. Okay, I'll bring you back when we're close to everything. Okay, we're there. I went ahead and there's a little play in there. Probably more than I want, actually. So we're at hard to tell. Looks like we're at 1 inch, so I didn't gain anything. Anyway, it'll be just as good as the other one. So I went a little further than I should, but actually it's a nice fit in there. A little play, but it needs to be some. And it's not proud. It's right. I think it's right about where it should be. I don't know where my scale is, so I can get a look at it. Look at that, right on, perfectly. All right, that's good. I'm happy with that. So, what next? We don't need the boring bar anymore. We're done with that. What did I do with the let's do something with this edge here a little bit. Let's see if we can clean that up a little bit. Just a drop of oil on there. There we go. It'll chatter if I keep going anyway. Maybe also go in, we can get in there, can't see it. That looks good. think we're good to this point. Oh, let's let me get this off here. So, where are we at here? I guess we got all this done. I think we're probably ready to put it in the mill and do the hexagon. So while I move it over, I'm going to shut the camera off again because I'm already thinking this is getting to be too long. So I got to move the camera over to the mill, see if I can find some place to put it. So we'll call off for a minute here. Okay, I'm set up on the mill now. I think I showed you the setup with the cullet block and this arbor that I made, just a 1/2-inch arbor with the thread on it, goes into a 1/2-inch cullet that's mounted in a hexagon cullet block. You can't see it on camera, but on this side I just have a I don't know what it's called, a Mighty Mag, just a magnet with a bar in it to use for a stop. So I don't plan on putting any pressure against it. This is not a super stop, but it gives me a guide to bump this against each time I turn it. So I got the DRO zeroed out on the Z-axis, which is the only important axis, and I'm just going to crank the hand wheels back and forth. We want a 1-inch hexagon, what we want. 1 inch across for a 1-inch spanner. So I'm going to, this radius, or this diameter is 1 1/8. So we need to get rid of 1/8 of an inch, right? So we need a 1/16 of an inch off each side. So I'm not going to take that in. Well, what I'll do is I'll set the Z-axis stop up. So let's go down, I don't know, let's leave some slop in it. So 0.0625. So 0.065, maybe we'll do that. 0.065, that gives us 3/1000 slop, so 6/1000 overall. That might be enough. 0.07, 0.0625, 0.062, 0.07. And maybe we'll go to 0.07. So let's just start here. And let's crank in, put a little oil on this. Take this in a couple bites, I guess. Let's crank in, let's make sure the vise is tight. Let's see, let's shut this off for a second just to make sure that the vise is tight and against the stop. Alright, there we go. Since I have a habit of not tightening things up sometimes. Well, let's crank in, I don't know. To start off, we'll maybe crank in 30,000. We got a 1/2-inch end mill on there, 4-flute end mill. And I expect there's going to be a little vibration out there. I suppose we could put something under it. But I think for this we'll be good. I can feel the vibration. Maybe we better take a little bit less off. We'll crank in another 20. Crank up the speed a little bit. We don't need to run that slow. So we're at 50. Crank in another 20, huh? See, it's at the stop up. That damn thing. Make sure we're down against the stop, whatever it is. Okay, one side done, 5 to go. Now I'm gonna shut the camera off, rotate the block, and bring you back. Okay, I'm back. What I did was, I just, as you saw before, I milled off one side. I flipped it over 180 degrees and milled off the other side, and I just wanted to make sure the spanner would fit. So it does, no problem. Could be a little bit tighter, but that's okay. I don't know, you know, that spanner is a little bit wide. This is, let's see, this is 3/4. Well, it's about 10 thousandths to, that's about 18 thousandths wide. So anyway, that'll be just fine. So now we'll go ahead and mill the other 4 sides, and should be good. Let's see, after that, I don't know if I'll put it on camera or not, because this video may be getting long, but we'll need at least one set screw, but we probably should have 4 in there, and they won't be big long ones sticking out like that other job. I have some shorter set screws in the box. So anyway, so I'll just shut the camera off now and move to the other 4 sides, and then once that's done, this looks like it's going to come out better than the one I did previously. I don't know why exactly, but the hexagon looks like it's going to be better. Maybe this is better centered or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'll bring you back when we get finished with the hexagon, and we'll take a look and see how much of the round we have left. We should have some slightly round corners left, so we actually shouldn't need to put it back in the lathe again. So I might polish up this. I did polish this a little bit previously prior to putting it in the mill. So I can put the hexagon in the 3-job truck, so I can polish it up a little bit more if I want. But it looks pretty good right now. So let me bring you back. Okay, I think we're on the last side, if I counted right. Hopefully I didn't miss one. Okay, that should do it. Bring it back a little bit, get things out of the way. We don't want to take this off, we don't got it, right? Let's see. Hopefully we got all the sides now. Yep. Now let's check the spanner a few times. Make sure we're good all the way around. Yeah, we're good. Alright, no problem. Okay, we should be able to just pop this out of here. See, this thing's loose on here a little bit, not as tight as it should be. Take a few more whacks at it here. Well, there went the nut. I'll have to dig under the bench and find it, I guess. I'll zoom out a little bit. Okay, so here's where we are. Getting close to the other one. Here's the other one. Right here. This is the new one. Oh, that's it. So we got a die holder. I put the die away, so I don't have it out right now, but I think we're good. The hex actually came out pretty good. We have some, the corners aren't sharp. I think this, we have one corner that's almost, no, we have two corners that are almost sharp. Not quite. So I might put that back in the lathe and clean it up a little bit, knock these corners off here, and that'll be about it. So I think that's a wrap for this video. Hopefully this thing isn't too long. The last one was a lot longer than I thought it should be, and so we'll call it a wrap, and hope you got something out of it. These things are pretty handy to have, and they're not too hard to make. You know, I don't know how much time I've spent on it, but boring the hole is a little bit time consuming, and if I'd have started off with an 1.5-inch piece of dowel, then I wouldn't have had to do any of that turning. But since I just had the 1 3/4 piece, that I had to turn that down. Anyway, that's it. Call off now, and see you later.